This firefighter discovered something terrifying while on duty. A wildfire had suddenly shifted direction and was racing straight toward the village. But instead of rushing to fight the flames, the man lit a match. He stared at the flame as it quickly burned down to his fingertips, and in that moment, he realized the fire was completely out of control. He immediately warned the villagers to evacuate, but most of them didn't take it seriously. Some only sprinkled water on their roofs and refused to leave. As the fire crept closer, panic finally set in. People scrambled to flee, only to find the main road already blocked by flames. There was only one rescue helicopter. The team leader decided that women and children should be evacuated first by air, while the rest would escape through the forest and head to a river 4 kilometers away. But the vehicle they had attached to the helicopter was too heavy. The rotor couldn't generate enough lift. The mothers, crying, had no choice but to part with their children. Barely, the helicopter lifted off the ground. However, thick smoke turned day into night. Suddenly, one of the support ropes snapped. The vehicle below started swaying violently, and the children screamed in fear. They were close to the destination, but the pilot wasn't confident. He found a clearing and decided to attempt the risky move of transferring the children from the vehicle into the helicopter. It was a desperate situation. The man jumped down immediately, unfastened the hooks, and helped the children climb aboard. Just as the pilot tried to take off again, the helicopter wouldn't budge. No matter how hard he pulled the control lever, nothing happened. Time was running out. They had to reduce weight again. So the man started throwing everything out: supplies, gear, even his favorite guitar. But it still wasn't enough. Out of options, the man told the pilot to dump the 1-ton fuel tank. They still had a backup reserve. Then, grabbing a fire extinguisher, he began fighting the flames around them with all his might, trying to buy just a few more precious seconds. Once back aboard, the helicopter finally lifted off, but only rose about 2 meters, still dangerously low. The man stripped off his shoes and clothes, tossing them out in a final attempt to reduce weight. Still, the difference was minimal. The flames were now just meters away from the fuel reserve. In that moment, the man made a decision. He told the children to close their eyes and promised that if they counted to 3, a miracle would happen. And a miracle did happen. The helicopter rose into the sky. When the children opened their eyes, the man was no longer there. To save more lives, he had jumped from the helicopter. He stood in the glow of the flames, completely unafraid of death. Then, like a wave, the wildfire surged forward and swallowed everything in its path, including the man, who was lost in the fire.